In today's video, I'm going to be covering Chapter 3, Season 1 specific tips. These are going to be advanced, beginner tips, just, the whole 9 yards. And if you enjoy this, make sure to comment, like, and sub. Cheers. Nearby Shifty Shafts, there's actually a little mine shaft inside this mountain here that you can see in the top right of the screen. In this mine shaft, there is 13 chests in total, cap brick, cap wood, and probably around 200 metal. The rails you see there are not metal, they're wood, which kind of sucks. But there are 13 chests, so there is enough loot for a solo, maybe a duo if you add in another split nearby, but it is a pretty good spot and it's definitely underrated. The pallets in the Daily Bugle actually gives you metal, which is really interesting. So you can see I just broke one, another, then finally over here is the last one. So it's 150 metal really quick. The Daily Bugle has the most chests out of any POI with 45. You can carry a knocked body in solos to actually open the vault yourself. So as you can see here, I'm over here in the bottom right corner of the map. I just killed an NPC and now I get into the vault because of it. This also works with chickens, even though they aren't competitive. And I read somewhere they even use sharks or an enemy NPC. So if you get the Foundation chasing you, you can bring them down here and that will work. You can heal teammates with a med mist by clicking right click. It'll spray them, and you can also heal them when they're knocked as well. Coolers can be found throughout the map, and they have a chance of dropping chug splashes or guzzle juice. Avoid standing too close to your walls when you're going for piece control. So here's an example. I place the cone up here, and my opponent is inside the box. So I do a full box like this, I run out to the side, I edit like this, and he comes out spraying this SMG or MK, so he's just going, and he kills me. And that's because I'm playing to the old meta, and I'm trying to do a piece control move like this, expecting him not to run out. So what you should do instead is position yourself farther back and do 2 edits instead of 1. So maybe you do something like this. Edit the wall like that. He comes running out. You can have this pre-boxed. You shoot him, reset this wall, and then you can go for a different edit like this. So you can actually have multiple binds for sliding. So you can have one for movement, one for building, one for editing. So for example, my movement bind is control, so I'm not learning any new muscle memory. But then my build and edited bind for sliding is my mouse button, and that's a new muscle memory that I'm learning. Fortnite.gg is now fully updated with all of the chapter 3 items. We have chest, floor loot, all that fun stuff. And I would use this website to find a drop spot. So one of these POIs or even some type of split that might work out for you. Use this to find a drop spot and practice it now while you're grinding to get the champs or while you're just playing arena. If you pick a spot now, get it mastered, by the time you get to FNCS, you'll be ahead of all the people that are just chilling, dropping everywhere. Learn a spot right now. You can no longer farm fish by shooting. There was a really low chance last season where you could shoot a fishing hole and get some fish. This season, you can't do it. All gas stations have slurp barrels on the map. So here are all the gas stations that are on the Chapter 3 map. And if we turn on slurp barrels, we can see that all of them have some form of slurp barrels. You can actually slide through the right window edit of a wall by placing a cone or a stair and then using that to slide through. Lighted tutorial is now fully updated for the Chapter 3 map. So if you are learning a brand new drop spot, let's just say the Daily Bugle, and you want to know what the 100% the best drop is for right here, you just mark it. Then let's say this is our bus here. Let's say it goes from Greasy to right here. Then you do find best drop, and it'll tell you that you should jump out here, aim for here. Once it hits 100 meters, it'll pull your chute, and then you'll have the best drop for the top. Box fighting, PGing, and basically any form of creative matchmaking is an excellent way to practice the time-ins and how to master the striker pump shotgun. The striker shotgun and even the auto shotgun will eventually become meta, so you want to make sure you get the practice in now, so once they do get more, when they do get buffed, you can already be a god at them. There's a 100% llama spawn right across from Logjam Lumberyard. It's called Llama Homestead. I think, yep, there's the John Llama right there. So he spawns here 100% of the time. You can land here and get a free one. All vault locations have 3 rifts nearby. In a spray meta, try to avoid only having one piece in between you and your opponent. If I box up like this, my opponent can easily spray through this wall right here. And bullets will always bleed through with the SMG and the MK. So make sure that if your opponent's over here, you do something like this, you do the back edit like this, or even better, you create two boxes, and you sit somewhere like this, or he's on one of these sides, or just do some type of edit where you at least have two builds in between. So you can hold like this, but then you also have options on when to leave, when to rotate out. Make sure that you have visual sound effects here on because it's disgustingly broken this season. You can see people swinging on the spiderweb mythics, and you can also see reboot fans from over 250 meters away. There are only two slurp trucks on the map. There's one in the center here, which might end up being tilted, and the second is all the way over here on north of Sleepy, and it's all the way in the ocean over here. You can change the slide-in delay by going into your settings, going to controller options, and then changing it right here. So you can have a long delay or a really short one, completely up to you. Because SMG bullets and MK7 bullets tend to bleed through the walls a lot more, it's impossible to hold them. So you want to make sure you never stop moving, because if I stop moving, I'm an easy target for someone to shoot through the wall with. So when you're in a box like this, you at least want to make sure you're always moving, and then that also gives you options to go for, full pieces on people from different boxes. So a 2x1 is definitely what you want to be using right now. If you have the mats, you can even do a 2x2 or something like that, but you want to make sure you create space and you're always moving around. Noms spawn pretty much everywhere, so make sure you know the spawns and make sure you get some peppers to make the rotates a lot easier. When you're aim training, make sure you're practicing not only your click timing, so that's your shotgun aiming where you go from here to here. So click time would be if my opponent's head is right there, then I would click and then time the click. But also practice your tracking. So that would be, your opponent is running through here and you're tracking them like that, but you also need to practice your target switching. And what that is let's say you're in a box, you have one opponent here in front of you, you spray him down with your SMG, and then another opponent's coming behind you, so you have to switch to the next target and hit all your shots, especially if you don't have any time to reload. So it's important you practice click timing, which is the flex, tracking, which is the AR, and then target switching, which is the SMG, just as much as any of the other ones. Instead of bunny hopping when you're gliding, all you need to do is hold down control, and when you're on a little bit of an incline, you'll slide super fast, as you can see here. You can phase into someone's box by timing the wall break. So right here, edits this, jumps in. Then while we're at it, another tip would be to make sure to subscribe to Raider464 and turn the noties on. He is always ahead of the meta all the time. This was uploaded 5 days ago. So please subscribe to him, turn the noties on, because he's always ahead of everybody. Always assume that players will run out spraying. This way you can be prepared for it, and you won't beat this guy. When using the new weapons, make sure the gun's actually reloaded. So you have to wait until the animation finishes before you can actually reload the weapon. So we'll see here an example. I just ran out of bullets. I cancel it when it should be done. I'm going for a full auction on clicks. I pull up my SMG, I reload it, now I'm dead. Another example here. Boxing up again. Boom, boom, boom. Colosso's dead. Okay, that's pump. Now I have to reload. You can actually take damage in boats, but the missile has to hit you on the side instead of the back. If you guys have enjoyed this chapter 3 specific tips, please like, comment, sub. If this video does well, I'll do a part 2 that are more comp oriented rather than just a broader idea. Cheers.